Aircraft Finishing, Video 9. Metal Aircraft, Standard and Smooth Finish. Anti-corrosive treatments, Chromic Sulfuric Acid Immersion, Dioxidine 202, Alclad metal and magnesium alloys, Smooth Finish to Metal Aircraft, Spitfire. Metal Aircraft, Standard Finish to Metal Aircraft. Precautions before stripping. Note all markings, i.e. trestle here, etc. Paint remover damages rubber and Perspex, so cover them up with tyre covers and cover Perspex up with paper or smear with antifreeze oil and stick paper over that. Mask up Bakelite. 1. Strip the aircraft using double strength paint remover and a wooden scraper. 2. Next wash down with thinners and use fine wire wool where necessary. 3. Dioxidine 202, applied with a brush and left for 20 minutes to dry. The acid in this paste removes any wax residue or grease from the surface of the metal and also etches the metal, giving the paint something to adhere to. 4. Remove deoxidine with water, sponge and chamois, then air blast the job, blowing out water from the joints. 5. Apply UP1 Universal Primer immediately after removing the deoxidine. This forms the basis of any subsequent coats. Apply a nice even thin coat. Drying time of primer depends on the subsequent coats, i.e. if the next coat to go on C, then allow half an hour to 2 hours before applying the C material. If S is going on top of primer, then allow 4 hours drying time. Because S is much heavier than C materials and is liable to break down the primer because it is much heavier, so allow the primer to become hard before applying S paints. If the aircraft has been finished in C, then finish the new job in C. If S has been used before, then finish it in S, providing the materials are in stock. Repairs to standard finish. First inspect the aircraft, and if the paint work is bad, then strip it. If it is only flaking in one spot, then clean the damage with MDL. 2. Apply paint remover. 3. Deoxidine. 4. Wash off after 20 minutes. 5. Feather the edge. 6. Spot prime. 7. Apply appropriate finish. Anti-corrosive treatments. 1. Ali-rich alloys are given the anodizing or 1-hour treatment DTD 910A. Anodizing is an electrical process which draws out a hydroxide film on the surface of the metal. The electrolyte is 3% chromic acid, 97% distilled water. After 1 hour, the current is switched off and the job removed and washed, recognized by a mottled grey colour. Corrosion recognized by white powder on Ali alloy. Note: a sheet of Ali comprises of very fine particles. Corrosion takes place outside, penetrates a certain depth into the Ali, then a skin forms and prevents any more corrosion taking place. This skin which forms is a hydroxide film, and during the electrical process it is drawn out onto the surface of the metal. 2. DTD 915A Chromic Sulfuric Acid Immersion. This is a process by which metal is prepared for painting. It gives the surface a finely etched surface and allows the paint to adhere more firmly to the surface. The metal sheets are immersed in a tank containing sulfuric acid or thermit acid. It is left for 20 minutes. Most important, it cleans the metal for painting. Then washed in cold, then in hot water, air blasted, dried, and should then be primed immediately. This is cheaper than anodizing. DTD, none. Third method, Deoxidine 202, Stores Ref number 33C/748, has a similar effect except that it does not etch the metal as deeply. It removes any residue or wax from the metal after removing paint, as paint remover contains a certain amount of wax. The advantage of this method is that it can be used on assembled aircraft. Minimum time is 20 minutes on metal, thin with meths. Note well, These treatments must not be used on magnesium alloys. Alclad metal is dural sandwiched between aluminium. It has the protection of Ali against corrosion and the strength of dural, used mostly on heavy bombers. Test metal with a stick of copper sulfate by spitting on the metal and rubbing with stick. If it bubbles, it is magnesium. Magnesium alloys, DTD 911. Very susceptible to corrosion, used in places where there is a lot of friction or heat. Chromate immersion bath. Solution of dichromate of potash. The material is then dipped in this bath and is recognised by a golden brown colour. Where cast magnesium is, we use dichromate of potash. This is recognised by a black colour on the metal. The primer for magnesium is UP4, yellow primer, zinc chromate. Corrosion is recognised by a pitting of the surface or by a whitish powder on aluminium. Corrosion is recognised by a dark grey powder on magnesium metals. Galvanised iron metals, iron recognised by rust red, copper recognised by green. DTD 314. One coat finish or colour primer, i.e. primer with coloured pigments added, only used on Alclad. It is a one coat finishing scheme, quick drying, purpose, economy of labour, materials, production and reduction in weight. The finish has not the durability of a two coat colour scheme and should be maintained as accordingly then with MDL. Conversion of metal aircraft to smooth finish. 1. Clean down with MDL. 2. Wet rub down to primer, i.e. remove camouflage with Durex paper. 3. Spot prime. 4. Putty up. 5. Apply first coat of filler 33B535, 2 hours drying time. 6. Apply second coat of filler, 8 hours drying time. 7. Spray on guide coat. 8. Rub down with Durex paper, etc. 9. Clean off residue and spot prime. 10. Scuff remainder of aircraft. Apply camouflage. If C, apply mist coat. If S, spray on without mist coat. Apply markings, etc. Polish with 2B numbers 7R compound. Smooth finish to metal aircraft. Spitfire. This is applied to leading edge and third of chord back and all wingtip. Purpose, more speed, more miles to the gallon. Less drag, less skin friction. Method. 1. Prepare and prime surface as for standard finish. 2. Fill up 33B534, 2 to 4 hours drying time. 3. Apply first coat filler, 2 hours drying time. 4. Apply second coat filler, 8 hours drying time. 5. Spray guide coat. 6. Rub down as usual. 7. Spot prime if required. 8. Apply camouflage and roundels. 9. Polish as usual. Thank you for watching. The next video in the series is Aircraft Finishing Video 10, Society of British Aircraft Construction, Universal Primers, Seagoing Aircraft, Dope, the Ford 4 Cup, Walking Finish.